Hello, my name is Connor.
And I'm Nemi.
My favorite Chuck story, or I guess like memory that like me and him have at least, is like when he would take us to the movies to watch whatever was on that we thought was interesting, and he never would have any protest against it.
Yeah, anytime we would ask him, we'd tell him, "Oh, Chuck, this new movie just came out." He'd be like, "Oh, really? You want to go see it?" He'd just take us. So that's definitely awesome,
Yeah.
And another cool thing is also, I guess, whenever we were coming back from those trips, or whenever we were going there in the car, like the whole ride, it was just awesome, talking with him, and I don't know, getting into deep, theological talks or about whatever we're thinking, So it's really fun going to the movies with him and on the way back too.
Yeah. Another cool thing was whenever, even for youth, he would always try and take us places for whatever reason he could figure out at the time, like going to Enchanted Rock or to the Evo, just to hang out and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. He showed me that you can be a cool leader, and you can just show people about God and not be lame. Because a lot of the shows they're like about like Christian shows, they're just like, and God is cool, and they just make it lame. They're not sincere, and Chuck is sincere.
So there are two things that I would say that I learned from Chuck that were impactful to me, and I think are something Chuck is stressing a lot whenever he's up here, preaching or talking with us, is the peak of the gospel isn't Jesus' suffering or his dying for us on the cross, even though that's what we put the most emphasis on. It should be that he rose again and that he's king now, because that should lead us to want to follow him, because he is the ruler also. And that is also the second thing that he teaches us, is that Jesus being the ruler and being king over everything should lead us to want to actually go out and follow the gospel, not just read it and be like, "Oh, that's cool," but also go and actually do what it says. He's always saying we need Bible intake and prayer, and that those two things should lead us to want to go out and follow what the Bible says and God's teachings. And those are the two teachings that definitely stick with me.
When we played D&D with Chuck, him, of course, being the worship pastor, he made his character a bard who fought with music. But what I wasn't expecting was for him to then start singing insults at his enemies to defeat them. So that's Chuck. I think that pretty much sums up Chuck.
Hey y'all, my name is Emily, and I just want to say Big Red is way better than Dr. Pepper, and I don't care what anybody says, including Chuck. My favorite memory of me and Chuck is when we were at youth, and he was doing his sermon, and he called me up to the stage to read a Bible verse, and he went behind me and brought out Dr. Pepper, which is lame, to give me, which I ended up giving away, and never drink. I'm gonna miss having these Dr. Pepper and Big Red arguments with him, and I wish Chuck all the best. I will miss him, and I'm trying not to cry right now because I'm a crybaby. And yes, that's it.
Honestly, my favorite, the thing I remember about Chuck when someone says it is the first time we met. Bro, honestly, Superman's kind of mid.
Who's Superman? Chuck. I haven't known him for closely for a very long time, but when I've been at youth group, he's really taught me to read the Bible more and meditate on it, and it's pretty cool. And he likes superheroes.
When there was a sock on the clock at Chuck's house.
One thing that I'll miss from Chuck is how he made learning fun and entertaining.
So, I wouldn't really say that I had a favorite memory, or that I say the one thing I've learned from Chuck is. So, we've been working together, and ever since you started. And for me, every moment that we've been able to coordinate and work with youth group and get things gathered and organize events and Wednesday nights and camps, they've all been so fun. For me, I've learned from Chuck is just how to be organized, just how to stay consistent, and how to really just, I guess, do youth group. You know, there's so much more to it than I think I ever realized. And so I'm very grateful for Chuck to just show me how to be more serious, how to prepare a lesson, and how to execute, and how to preach, and how to get up there on Wednesdays and just talk to students and talk about the lesson and obviously talk about Jesus. And I wish I could show it, but I actually have a favorite photo of Chuck more than anything. So every time we did Backyard Bible Clubs, we always had like a surprise waiting for the students to come. And one of them is this photo I have of him where all the students are just like aiming water guns at him, and they are just going. And Chuck is just like trying his best to like get everyone at the same time. And so he's literally, like in the photo, he just has this biggest smile on his face, just laughing. And it's just the students all laughing and looking at him while they're shooting him with water guns. And he's just having the time of his life. And so it's been great watching you. It's been great working with you. It's been great just being able to watch you lead youth group and worship. And even though we weren't besties, you know, which is okay, I consider you as one of my really good friends, and I'm really going to miss you. And I'm probably going to text you all the time next year, however that looks like. And I'm like, how do I do this, dude? But it's been real. You've been a great friend. You've been a great person to learn from. And so I'm just going to miss you in general.